G'day folks, Tony again here for more Star Control 2. It's about time for us to get on with the job of trying to round up all the potential allies that we might be able to gather here. But before we zip out of Zeta Hyades and boot ourselves into quasi-space, let's just jump around and have a look at these 4 potential treasure planets here, because if we're going to duck back past Earth, we may as well be loaded up with as much cool stuff as we can get. And here indeed is a treasure world, so that's good to know. Any biologicals on it? Of course not. Just this good sweet expensive metal. Silver, gold, all the hits. And it looks like it's going to be a couple of cargo loads at least. Probably just 2 by the looks of it. A little bit of iridium, good times. That's enough for that trip. Don't want to overfill and potentially lose stuff. So I wonder if all 4 of these are going to be treasure worlds. That would seem excessive, but I'm certainly not going to complain if that's the case. So that's 1 down. That was our Boxing Day sale, you might say, here on December 26th, 2158. And that certainly filled up quite a bit of that cargo space, so that's good, I guess. We have a little bit more of a luxury of time now that we've set the Supox and the Utwig onto the Core. Another treasure world. Goodness me. It's pretty nifty. I am pretty chuffed. So let's head on down and pick up more things. All of this money, and we're going to be able to spend it on something. Although I guess if we're about to get a bucket load of allies lined up, it would be good to have some money to be able to spend on starships and I guess on crew. Possibly not so much on fuel these days, thanks to all of those sweet Melnorm credits. Almost none of which have come from treasure planets, from rainbow worlds. All right, how are we doing on fuel? Still got tons of fuel. So that's 2 from 2 so far. Let's see what else happens here. So obviously Zeta Hyades are a fair way through the game in terms of progression and in terms of being able to make some substantial ground on the main quest thread. So perhaps that's why there's been 2 treasure worlds here. Right when we're about to need a lot of money. Oh no, this one has definitely let things down. I was going for a hat trick, but apparently not. We're going to leave those biologicals there. We don't really need any of that. All right, let's head on over to that 4th remaining one. And then we'll exit the system and punch a hole into Greenland. No, that came out wrong. Punch a hole into green space. Quasi-space. Alright. Please, please, please have the things that I want. Oh no. We did a perfect pirouette to entirely miss the point. Give it to me, Planet X. Yeah! Planet X with the goods. Quite literally. Alright, doesn't seem to ever be any biologicals on a treasure planet. Although I guess if there were sapient species on the surface of a planet that think anything like people do, then there wouldn't be a lot of precious metals left lying around. It'd all be commoditized. And commercialized. Yay, capitalism. Okie dokie. 1, 2, 3, and 1 to go. This is going to stock us up nice and good. Excellent work. Look at that. Now I want to know how much of that stuff is precious metals. 874. Good times. All right. Off and away we go. So, we have a lot of potential things to do here. We can get hopefully get the Siren on side. We can get the the Beast back to Admiral Zex, which means we should be able to get the Shafixty, which means we might be able to do something about the Yehat. And because we have the Sun device, I think we can also do something with the Chimur. And we also have the Tarlo shield to pick up from that Ors space section. So there's a whole bunch of stuff to do, and it's all down in the bottom left-hand corner near to where Earth is. So isn't that handy? We're going to open our portal spawner. There, away we go. And if I remember correctly, what we need to do is fly down this way. And I believe this portal is going to be the one that takes us near enough to where we want to go in order to start doing all those things. Let's see if I got it right. Should be down sort of the mid-left. Supox, they're off and away. The Utwig, they're off and away. The Thradash are getting beaten up by the Ilrath. And the Ilrath are getting beaten up. Okay, yeah, good. That was kind of where we're aiming for, because we want to head over here to Beetlejuice, which is where the Siren are. Then we'll be heading down here to pick up a Tarlo shield. We'll be heading over here to talk to Admiral Zex. Then we've got to go down here to talk to the Shafixty. And then somewhere over here, I think, is where the Chimur are. Looking for a system called Procyon. There it is. And of course, Earth is down here. So that's all looking quite promising. Let's get on with it and see how we progress. But seeing as there's a bunch of potential alliance forming happening here, I'm anticipating that there's going to be a little bit of dialogue. And as we have noticed in previous episodes, sometimes that dialogue can take a long time. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Possibly along the way, we might find some more treasure planets and pick up some more cool stuff. But we should be able to get ourselves back to Earth with hopefully 3 or maybe more allies in hand. So that's going to give us the potential to buy a bunch of new stuff and make some inroads on progressing to hopefully to that final battle. Though we also need the talking pet, I believe. Success, Captain. The Mycon fleet is in shambles. Justice is ours. We have revenged ourselves against the heinous Mycon. Oh, they fell for our trap so completely. When they approached Organon 1, we were hiding behind its moon. As they approached, their ships broke combat formation in preparation for their hideous implanting ceremony. We waited until they were fully dispersed around the planet, then we attacked. The standard Mycon tactic would have been to speed out of orbit using a gravity whip maneuver. But the pod ships refused to abandon their slow-moving deep children spore pods. They remained in the gravity well, and we sliced them to ribbons. They must have lost a dozen ships to their own stupidity, running into their own plasmoids. Classic. The rest, well, we took care of most of them in our own special way. And Captain, now that we have taken our revenge on the Mycon, we give you our starship officers and penetrator designs so that you can add our ships to your fleet. Cool. Let's have a chat about, so what happens to you now? I expect I'm going to be pretty busy for the next few months, overseeing repairs to our fleet of penetrator starships, and preparing some kind of defensive system for this starbase. If and when the Ur-Quan return here, we want to have a little surprise ready for them. Cool. What's new, Talana? Not a great deal, Captain. You seem to be the biggest source of excitement around here. I've had requests from just about every officer under my command to be transferred to your Earth starbase to serve under you. If I wasn't running this starbase, I'd be first in line. Sure. This is a purely professional relationship. I'm just happy that we have you in the Alliance, so farewell, Talana. Goodbye, my human. Good times. Okay, now, I'm just wondering, Because I believe that the sun device, I think, can remove. I think can remove the slave shields. I don't know. Let's just save the game in case this goes horribly, horribly wrong. And even if it does nothing, it'll still be handy to have a save game, so we don't have to replay the last 10 or so minutes ever again. Okay, manifest device, sun device. Ooh. Well, the screen went white. That's got to be a good thing, right? Doesn't appear that anything happened. All right, fine then. I guess it doesn't do what I thought it did. Maybe it's only for the, I think it was for the Chimera. So we're done at Beetlejuice. That means that it's, well, those Supocs and the Urtwig just hammering into Ur-Quan space there. They're really, really going above and beyond. Now it's over here, I believe, Delta Vulpeculae, that's a mouthful, is where we're heading to now to get that shield device that I believe it's called the Tarlo shield. Fortunately, we're friendly with the Ors, so that shouldn't be a problem to grab it. And this is the thing that that can block our mind from the talking pet, which, if you recall the lore, is what's left of the Dunyari, who were the thingies that took over the Ur-Quan's brains and turned them all mean and nasty many moons ago. So this star is in this little collection of sort of little ring collection here in the middle of Or's space. And if I recall, I think it is around the gas giant here. That might be a treasure planet. We'll go and have a look in a moment. If I've got this right, it will be the yellow one. Let's go and have a look. So we could harder and dumber this. Oh, hello. Who is it? It is the Not Campers. Maybe you have come to Tarlo Playground for a picnic. No, it's not the case. Silly cows can never have a picnic. Of course, not even a party. If you are gone, Oz can have fun some more. Sure. May we do a bit of exploring on the planet's surface? If you, are you asked if Oz are upset? Oz are not upset. You are happy campers. Certainly, you are only slow time walkers. It is not fun on the surface in slow time. If you want to go, that is okay. Cool bananas. I guess that's because we're friendly with them and it's all good. Now I can't remember for the life of me what I was saying, but it is great that this is a treasure planet, so we're going to pick up some more cool stuff on the way. And there is the thingamajig that we're looking for. So let's land over here so we don't waste any more fuel than we have to. We're going to pick all of these delicious things up. These hungry, hungry planet landers that we've been exploring in for so long. Yeah, I can't remember what I was saying. Anyway, we have a bunch of things that we're collecting, and we are closing in with some rapidity. I got to use that word in a sentence. On the end of the game. Report from surface. Captain, we have found an unusual glowing rock thing here on the surface. When we first noticed it, we thought it was a naturally fluorescing igneous dike. But upon closer observation, we can only conclude that this object is artificial in origin. Tarlo design. Those guys sure built to last. Simple radiometrics show an age in excess of 20,000 years. Regardless of how old it is, it continues to radiate energy all up and down the EMR spectrum, with a concentration of emissions in the red infrared range. Even though it weighs a ton, we will definitely lug this puppy up to the ship. One last comment before I sign off. Ensign Hodgkins and Witherspoon have both reported extreme headaches and mental disarray whenever they approach the Tarlo device. None of the rest of us have any problems, so either the ensigns are just being babies, or the Tarlo device produces some kind of shield that affects only certain people's minds. Maybe the scientists back at the starbase will tell us more. End of report. Good times. And look, it's left a treasure behind now that we've collected the thing. We're going to go and grab that, because I like me some space dollars. Yay! Okay. let's save the game again to be on the safe side of things. And next stop, Admiral Zex. We haven't talked to him for quite some time, but he will be most pleased that we have the beast that we caught specifically for him. Wait, I recall there was something else we're going to look at. There was a treasure, possibly a treasure planet over here. Let's go and find out. Keep those fingers and toes. And I guess if you're watching from off of planet Earth, any other appendages that are appropriate crossed. And it didn't work. Or did it? An auric world. That is, in fact, still kind of a treasure planet. So, I saw the color that looked like a urea world. And I got all dismissive. And, oh boy, there's egg on my face now. I feel just terrible while I collect all of these expensive things. Alright. A little bit of earthquakiness, but nothing we can't handle. Yep. And yep. Go team. Still tons of fuel, so we're looking pretty on that front. Let's zip ourselves out. This is probably the closest straight line direction to getting us out of the system. Oh no! That was foolish. Better. Okay, something zipping in there. I'm assuming that would be another ores, but we don't have time for that. We are going to go over here to Alpha Serenkov, because that is where Admiral Zex is, if I remember correctly. It's been an awfully long time since we were there. Closing in on the end of January 2159. So we got, well, quote unquote, hopefully not jinxing anything here, but I think we have plenty of time to get all of these bits and pieces done. I think it was the central planet. I don't actually remember anymore. Hopefully we can get in here without the Vox interrupting us. Let's see if this is the correct one. Yes! Why, I am so blessed. My favorite friends, the humans, are back. Captain, it is good to see you again. You humans are so interesting, so beautiful. You know, I have many pictures of your species. I keep them on my walls to inspire me. Sure. Admiral Zex, we have captured the hideous beast from Delta Lincus. Let us make an exchange. Ah, a most excellent piece of news. My chitin rasps and moistens with excitement. I have been looking forward to this for so long. Hee hee hee. My subordinates stand ready to receive the beast from your ship, Captain. Effect its transfer, and then we shall give you the maidens you desire. Sure. Admiral Zex, aren't you forgetting something? The Shafixti maidens? Oh yes, no problem. Even now my subordinates are bringing them up from the surface. So let's not waste time. Send that delightful beast over immediately. Look, we believe in one-for-one trades. We will transfer the beast when we see the maidens. Captain, we are both creatures of honor. If I say that the Shafixti maidens are on their way up from the surface, then they are. You will have them shortly. Accept my word. Now please, Captain, the beast. Sure. Now see here, Zex, humans and Vox have had a pretty stormy relationship. Why should we trust you? Really, Captain, my honor is impugned. You have maligned me, and I am deeply hurt. I thought we had built some trust between us, different though we may be. But no, I perceive now the same bigotry and misunderstanding, which brought our two species to war. This was our chance to cement a good relationship between human and Vox. With my influence, the High Council could easily have been swayed to view the human cause in a more favorable light. Sure. Okay, the beast is all yours, but be careful, it's a killer. Ah, my new child is now on board. Such a big one, isn't he? And so frisky. I'm delighted beyond words that you have given me the beast, Captain. But I'm afraid that there has been a slight change in our plans. Regrettable, but necessary. Oh, my beautiful, luscious human, I had thought that the hideous, violent monster you have just given me would complete my collection of ugliness, my menagerie of monsters. I was wrong. You, my human love, are the most vile, the most fierce and wretched. My collection could never be complete without you. I need you, Captain. But alas, I fear you will not give your consent willingly, am I right? Therefore, Sub-Commander Dax, terminate communications, warm up my modified intruder. Engage the Precursor warp nullifier, prepare for battle. Sub-Commander, why has my main console become inoperative? The transmit mode is locked. What do you mean the central system computer is damaged? How? The beast escaped. No, Sub-Commander, this is impossible. It couldn't escape from our strongest containment system. It's what? Decks 5 and 6, 11 crewmen. Sound the alarms, you fool. Where is it now? Engineering, report. Engineering. Sub-Commander, see, Bulky, Sub-Commander, are you listening to me? What are you staring at? Pay attention. Sub-Commander, give me a report on its position. What are you staring at? Behind me? Aye! Oh, no. Looks like that didn't go so well. Let's have a quick scan here. Yeah, some things. I think the energy reading is the one we really want. Some biologicals down there too. I wonder if that's the full menagerie of Zex. In any case, let's zip down here and grab the thing. Just some blobbies. Alright, report from surface. In the Vux Commander's menagerie, we have found what appears to be functioning cryotanks containing a dozen bipedal creatures. We can't be sure, but through the tank's fog viewports, we think we can see young Shafixti females inside the freezer units. We have transferred the cryotanks to the lander and are returning to the ship. End of report. Zoom. Good times. We did it. Let's continue on our way. We're going to have to get out of the system, hopefully without encountering any of those Vux, but these zoom outs are always a pain because sometimes you can get ambushed without... Whoa! Much like we nearly did there. Ambushed without realizing it. Let's just check on this one and see whether it's got more goodies for us, because that would be pretty sweet, even though it looks like our cargo's pretty full. Alas, no dice. That's all well and good. Let's continue on our way. We have to go and have a chat with the Shafixti now, who I believe are going to be down at Delta Gorno, if I remember correctly. Whew, that was close. So let's have a look at that on the star map. Relatively nearby, down here somewhere. Epsilon Gorno, Delta Gorno. Right, we're underway. 87 fuel. We're nice and close to Earth, so we don't have to worry too much about running out of fuel, which is always a good thing when you're zipping around in a portal of space, or a part of space-time that is separated from the quote-unquote real universe by some sort of portal technology that we don't understand. So when we duck into here, we should be able to see some Shafixti ships around. I can't recall what they look like. If I remember correctly, they might have been kind of similar to A-Wing fighters from Star Wars, which won't be terribly useful to you unless you are, like me, a giant nerd. Yeah, it seems like a pretty reasonable description of them. So they're circling around the inner planet there. That's good fun. I'm going to save the game though, because that is all the time we have for this part of the Let's Play. Thank you so much for tuning in. We've made some serious ground here, and that will continue on the next episode. So please give this episode a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. You can subscribe to the channel, and please also tell a friend if you think they might enjoy this. And come back again soon for more Star Control 2.